Hello, everyone. My name is César Estrada. I am a PhD candidate at ESCAR, soon to become the Carter School for Peace and Conflict Studies, and I am the teaching assistant for this class led by Professor Dan Jacob. I am really excited to be working with Dan and with all of you, and I just want to use this couple of minutes for a short introduction of myself. Um, so I don't want to take a lot of your time. I'm originally from Mexico, from a city called San Luis Potosí, right in the center of the country. That's actually where I'm at right now. I want to stay close to my family and try to help in whatever way I could during this pandemic. And my academic training is I have a bachelor's in international relations and a master's in international cooperation for development, both from Mexican universities. I've I've been engaged in research groups in universities in Mexico and Spain on political violence and human trafficking. And I also had a short experience at the International Organization for Migrations, dealing with human trafficking and vulnerable migrant populations in Mexico. I I've over the last few years, I've taught classes on culture and conflict resolution, on U.S. Mexico migration conflicts, also on violence and human rights violations in Mexico, and on narratives around the war on drugs. So those are kind of my academic and teaching experiences. So as I told you, I'm a PhD candidate. I came to ESCAR in 2015. So for the last few years, I've been working on my doctoral dissertation, which kind of re-examines the violence of the so-called war on drugs in Mexico and tries to argue that the different forms of political and criminal and paramilitary violence that we see in the country are kind of expressions of what some authors would call genocidal violence, right? So I'm trying to, present a novel framework for understanding violence and conflict in Mexico. So actually, for the last few months, I've been writing the last chapters of my dissertation, and hopefully, I'll have that ready sooner than later. I also have another research interests. For instance, I'm doing a couple of papers. One of them is related to how civil society actors frame the so-called war on drugs and its consequences, looking at cases in Mexico and the Philippines. And the other one is around the way political discourses frame the war on drugs in Mexico over the last at least 14 years in the country, where we had like uh, right and center right and then center left kind of governments, and how those political discourses frame this type of violence and thus justify certain security policies, right? So anyway, kind of that's like my research interests. I have others, but we can talk about it another time. For now, I just want to emphasize that I want to be of the most help and orientation for you and for obviously firstly for the class, right? So please don't doubt in sending me an email with questions, with comments, what have you. I'll try to respond as soon as possible in the best way I can. And well, I don't want to take a lot more of your time. Thank you so much for being in this class. I hope that you guys have a great start of the summer semester. Please take care, and I look forward to meeting you through your introductions. So, thank you so much. Have a great week. Bye bye.